So this is what Hebrews 6:12 says. Do not become lazy, but imitate those who, through faith and patience, inherit the promises. It's not enough to have faith. You have to have faith and patience. You see, it takes time to develop character. It's been mentioned already in these meetings. We live in an age of instant everything. But there's one thing you don't get instantly, and that's character. And the Lord is much more interested in character than he is in gifts. You can receive a gift, a wonderful gift, a marvelous gift, but it doesn't change your character one iota. If you were unreliable and selfish before you received the gift, you'll be still unreliable and selfish after you receive the gift. In fact, I think one of the most dangerous things that can happen to a Christian is to receive a rather dramatic spiritual gift, because so many rely on the gift as a substitute for character. But listen, dear brothers and sisters, when you step out of time into eternity, you'll leave all your gifts behind. All you'll take with you will be your character. And that will determine what you will be throughout eternity. And remember, it takes time to develop character. There is no instant character development. It's faith and patience. Now, it's not so easy to train a dog to follow, but it can be done fairly easily. But there's one thing that's much more difficult, which is to train a dog to wait. Have you ever gone into a large store and there's this dog sitting outside patiently, sniffing at everybody as they come out, but not moving? Whenever I see such a dog, I think, that's an owner with character. You couldn't have a dog like that if you didn't have some character yourself. Now, I think the same is true of Christians. We have to be trained to follow, but we have to have much more training to wait. I've asked people in many places all over the world, which takes more faith, to work or to wait? And never has anybody told me it takes more faith to work. The real test of faith is waiting. So you're a good dog, you've learned to follow your master, but have you learned to wait? The dog doesn't know what you're going inside that store to do. You can't explain to him that you want to get some shampoo, some nail varnish, some tissues, but he waits. And when you've reached a certain maturity in the Christian life, God will say, now wait here. And he won't tell you what he's going to do. He won't give you an explanation. He just wants to know if you're trained. Or will you get up and scamper after some person who's not your master? Remember, waiting is a test of character. And then another picture of a dog comes to my mind, which is a dog that's lost its master. It's lost contact. You ever seen that? I'm sure you have. And this dog with its tail down keeps running up to every person that passes by. Sniff, 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 and then disappointment. No, not the right person. He's lost. He's lost contact. Some of you here tonight are like that. You've lost contact with Jesus. You're still a believer. You're still a dog. But you've lost contact. And you know what happens? You go up to everything and everybody and sniff it. Can I find it here? Can I find it there? Is this what I'm looking for? No. You'll never find satisfaction in things. What you need is to restore your contact with Jesus. In that scripture that was quoted, it says, "Come, let us return to the Lord." That's what some of you need to do. Return. You've got lost. You've lost contact. You know Jesus, you know who he is, you know how good he's been to you, but you don't have this present, ongoing, intimate contact. Is that right? It's right whether you acknowledge it or not. For some of you, let's just look in closing at Caleb's reward. And I want to warn you that I'm like Paul. When he's writing an epistle in chapter 3, he says, "Finally, brethren," but he goes on for 2 more chapters. So this is closing, but it may be a long, drawn-out process. Joshua 14. We've read this before, but we'll read it again. Verses 6 through 13. Then the children of Judah came to Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite said to him, "You know the word which the Lord said to Moses, the man of God, concerning you and me in Kadesh Barnea. I was 40 years old when Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to spy out the land. And I brought back word to him as it was in my heart. Nevertheless, my brethren who went up with me made the heart of the people melt, but I wholly followed the Lord my God. So Moses swore on that day, saying, Surely the land where your foot has trodden shall be your inheritance, and your children's forever, because you have wholly followed the Lord."